Zero. Hey, how you doing? Hey, man, Ron Savage, Pat McDonough, 2 hours of power. I hope the freaking thing works this time, because I was talking to myself and I'm looking for people. No one's there. I flipped out. Oh, hey, guess what? Happy Valentine's Day. I know we all missed it, but I bring a little Valentine's Day to you, and you can too if you call up here, man. It's not 410-922-6680. Do it. You got Andy Harris here. Great guest. Come on, man. Come on. So I hope the freaking equipment works, man. It should, right? What you gotta do? What you gotta do? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
Shootings this weekend? I just heard people that were killing everybody must have been traumatized. So that's why they had to do that. I was keep telling them, it's all enforcement. It's
Right.
support the police, sunset the consent decree, and have the federal officials, like we're talking about,
Yeah.
involved, and even
I hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day.
state troopers
Bring it to you,
along
man.
the jurisdiction involved with the, and even the sheriff's department. Well, generally sheriffs don't do patrol. They generally deal with delivering.
Yeah, warrants and summons. Yeah, warrants.
They
Can't do it.
Neither can the National Guard.
No.
Thank you, Bruce. We're working with a group of people. I can't name names, but they are professional law enforcement people. They've had experience in Baltimore City, and we're trying to put together a report called the Truth Report. It's going to outline in detail what we believe the real problems are. Like some of the things, for example,
I'm taping a show too.
before you can get the federal people to come in,
Kimberly!
you have to overcome the local politicians. Number one,
Nicholas Area.
politician,
Woo!
Marilyn Mosby.
All right, everybody's coming in. Stop Stallone.
She didn't want them. She won't take them.
Woo!
Jeff Young, the mayor, will not cooperate.
29 degrees,
with
kid. I'm
the
freaking dying.
government
Are you?
or the federal government. You
Well,
also have
Pat, on gun crimes, they're not going to have a choice because ATF can prosecute. Because when you commit a crime with a gun, a felony with a gun, you actually break federal law because you possess the gun in commission of a crime. They don't actually need local. I mean, it would be nice if they cooperated with local governments, but the bottom line is that again, this is a purely law enforcement problem, and the liberals have failed so miserably in our inner cities.
Yes.
And I think this is why the president
Because they're
is actually
libtards.
do better. He did better than other
He'll get a
Republicans did
vote.
last
He'll
time.
get a vote.
He will get even more votes this time because he was right. What do you have to lose?
Melissa
The
Cooper.
answer-
Woo!
Your life.
Ha!
Baltimore
Who else?
from what we're studying,
Kathy Reedy.
finding out,
Bam!
Professor Sean
Who else? Who else? Who else? Joe Summer.
You mentioned the guns.
Hey, how you doing,
Another
hon?
obstacle, a wall you have to
Cold
climb are the
outside.
judges.
Yes.
Baltimore City.
Let me
They have a
hear.
very bad attitude about putting people
Well, let's
away.
listen to the show. It's a good show. You're
And
gonna
the state of Maryland, as
die.
far as guns are concerned, if you commit a crime with a gun and you get charged with a gun felony, it's 10 years mandatory. They're
Oh,
averaging
the phone is
That's
ringing.
until it gets plea bargained away, or until you're right, and that's why the governor, hats off to the governor. He says, "Look, just make public what the judges, what the sentences are."
Yeah, and the governor is right with his.
WCBM, the Pat McDonough Show. Ron Savage speaking. Who's calling tonight, huh?
After the 90-day session, you will see.
Oh, it's Pete from Centerville. Hold on, man. I haven't heard of you in a while. I'm glad to hear from you. Man.
You will see very little, if any, anti-pro.
Oh my God! And what would you like to talk to Pat and Andy Harris tonight about?
The crime issue in Baltimore City is based on political power. And the people, what we're discovering is they're all pro-criminal. I remember I was up in New York
Why?
at the time and I was watching TV
Why?
when Giuliani was mayor. Okay? And they had a sergeant and they had a rookie interviewing them in a local television
Huh.
show. And the sergeant
You
said,
got it.
who's a veteran, and he said, Giuliani has helped us because we can stop
Holy smokes. Well, I'm gonna put you on very next, Pete. Hold on, okay? All right. Thanks for calling, Pete. Good to hear from you, man. All right, hold on, please.
Said,
I gotta write. We gotta write them down now. We gotta.
I can't remember the name of that New York Republican governor. He said, when I started a year ago, we would lock up 3 guys. No, the 3
Well, we
guys
can
on
turn
the
it
corner,
up.
we'd lock them
That's
up.
Pete for
The
Centerville,
next day,
man.
the 3 guys
He's
would
really
go back
freaking
out.
cool.
He
He's
said,
great.
now when we lock them
Hey,
up,
wait a minute.
if we
Hold,
lock
stop
2 of
it.
them up, the 2 aren't just the 1 guy. So because
Close
the
this.
governor,
Turn all
Giuliani
everything off in the
is locking them
station.
up, but the governor is passing
Robert with
laws
Jews here.
to keep them in jail. So between stopping
How's it going, brother?
mandatory
See, I asked him to come to this station.
you get rid of them.
Because you can sing,
You've got
we'll sing.
600,000 people in Baltimore City. 100,000 of them have criminal records. There's 100,000.
You're gonna make me in trouble because I always go off. You know,
It's
because
the
what
largest
is he doing?
protected
What is
parole in the
he doing?
United
What is
States.
he doing?
They're all out.
What are you doing?
Every night when you watch.
Hey, Rob, how you doing, man?
You watch the news. So and so got murdered. They caught the guy who shot. the
Kimberly
guy who
Makins.
murdered him.
He's on parole. Yep.
And for murder sometimes.
Yep. And this Pat, this is what's crazy, you know. And I voted for the Justice Reform Bill at the federal level because we really should separate violent crime from nonviolent crime.
Well, you can do that.
And violent criminals, you got to throw the book at them.
Throw the book at him.
Crime with a gun, and you're absolutely right. These sentences, 16 months for committing a gun. No, 10 years. And let me tell you something. Put them in Leavenworth. Send them to a federal prison.
Well, you've got to have that. We believe.
Yeah, with the golf
you've
course.
Got to have constitutional stop and frisk. You've got to have mandatory sentences. You've got to have federal intervention on gun laws.
Come on,
One of the
man.
things we're going to promote in Baltimore County,
from
I
Central,
talked to Johnny Hill about it, he said, no, we can't do that, is Project Exile, which is
Not
now
about-
called Project
Happy
Guardian,
St. Valentine's
which
Day.
means on a gun-
I know it was
which you just
yesterday, but
mentioned,
I'm bringing the
but
St.
Wyoming.
Valentine's Day
No,
to you.
Instead,
So you
let's
guys,
just,
happy
punish
St. Valentine's Day.
Legal gun
I'm wearing my
stores.
St. Valentine's.
I mean, that's what Johnny
Day,
thinks. He thinks
attire.
if you just make it hard to sell guns in Baltimore County,
It'll solve
the
it.
world will be great.
So
Well,
always
Johnny
remember,
Orr's a good
very nice day, St.
business.
You
Valentine's
know where
Day.
criminals get their guns? They
Al
don't go to
Capone
a
took
gun
over
store.
everything.
And you know what he's doing? He's putting his
Here's my St. Valentine's Day.
on the wall against guns to run for governor.
Idol.
He's now,
Absolutely.
he was elected by the people of Baltimore County. He's now serving the people of Montgomery County because he wants to run for governor. Same thing Kevin did.
It was the same thing Martin O'Malley did when he was governor.
Yeah.
He forgot Maryland and was running for president.
But
It's very sad.
The difference with the police department between O'Malley.
You hear this going on? You hear what's going
Oh,
on? Melissa Cooper, you hear this? Melissa Cooper? Do you hear this, Kimberly Makins? So why don't you call up 410-922-6680. 410-922-6680. Oh, man.
And then,
I had
they go to court and the judge doesn't
Dismiss
do
us.
anything.
Yeah.
Or the person
Yeah, the
goes to
judge
jail
dismisses it.
and
He
everything
never
else
dismissed
goes
on me.
and you tell
You know what I mean?
6 months, 9 months, something like that. So we
Yeah.
who
Look at
don't
your
know
hey,
that
happy
they're
Valentine's Day,
doing
Melissa Cooper.
because
Mwah. How
they're
you
not
doing?
seeing
Somebody
the
cares.
effects.
I told Mom she don't believe.
And the
They have
politicians.
absolutely no support whatsoever and stuff. So between the liberals in the city and the liberals in the state and everything, between the judges, and then now they don't have another brother and sister to ride with them because they're so short-handed, especially in the city. And it's just becoming one snowball after another.
Hey, Betsy
snowball.
Bootsy.
And
I put her up
I
because I said,
understand
Betsy,
that
you can't
there
go out without your
are
sweater.
bad seeds in
So she's got a weird
every
line to her. So
organization
Betsy
on
Bootsy always
this
comes to the
street.
station with me,
Bad
and she's great.
politicians, there's gonna be
Mwah.
bad police
Say hi,
officers, there's
Betsy
gonna be
Bootsy.
bad
Betsy
doctors. That's just
Bootsy.
human nature. But, in totality,
They're all like, they always look. Mom always had people over. What?
we have to understand the
Oh, wait a
pressures
minute. The
that they're
fan
under,
is ringing.
and we have to give them some help by
Excuse me.
having the judges do their job, having these criminals
Which one is
not
it?
be back out on the street the next day or
Is
even
that line one, number one or number two?
and we have to be able to say we support you.
Oh,
we
wrong
thank
one.
you for the job that you're doing. And we have to
WCBM,
restore law
WCBM.
enforcement. We're not going to do that.
This is the Pat McDonough Show. Ron Savage speaking. Who's calling tonight?
And that is a big job. You know that, Nicole. That's a big job,
It's a
getting them
huge
to
job.
think the right way. We have police we've talked to. We've interviewed police. They're traumatized.
Yes.
They want to keep their
2 minutes,
jobs. They
Barbara.
don't want to lose.
Oh,
their
I'm sorry.
career.
You want to go on the air,
And,
Joe?
they are in bad shape. Now they just
Okay,
put
this is
out
Joe.
rules of engagement.
And where you calling from, Joe?
Engagement, and it resulted in a squeegee boy attacking two police.
And what would you like to talk about?
Right.
How
I mean,
insane is that?
It's unbelievable.
think about the police officers that have been injured in the line of duty in the last 2 weeks. We've got the Anne Arundel incident, we have Baltimore City, and then we have the Baltimore City officer and the Baltimore County officer that run the task force that were both shot the other
You
day.
got it.
And so this-
All right, I got you. You got Pete from Centerville, and then you, Joe. All right.
Restore law and order. We cannot build
You got
a
Pete
better
for Centerville,
city. We can't build a better
and then you.
state if we continue to
Well, I'm gonna
do
try
that.
to play it.
I
I'm gonna try to
applaud
play it.
Governor Hogan.
Let's
I
do this
support him
try.
on other things, but I really applaud what he's doing and what he's.
I'll tell you what. Let's play it by ear. I'm gonna switch you on.
Law and order, or,
All right, hold on, please. Please hold on. Thank you.
Needs for putting more prosecutors
He's
in.
ready to lie.
Oh!
But they're killed.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't yell at anybody, did I?
Baltimore City needs a complete
I'm going to say something very controversial right now. They're killed
50
by the
seconds.
Black Caucus. They're killed by the Baltimore City delegation. And they're killed by the Howard, Montgomery, and Prince George's County. That's killing all people are
Telling you,
getting
man.
killed in Baltimore City. Politicians are killing the things that would save the
We'll
city.
go Addicted to Love, that one. We're going to play that.
Solved unless these politicians have a turnaround, and I don't see how
Whoa.
they're going to do it. So it will never be solved.
The
20
current batch, the current batch of politicians that are running, especially Baltimore City, not going to work.
We got to go for a break. We'll be right back.
Stay connected with stimulating talk and breaking news on Talk Radio.
But I'm good. I'm good like that.
Baltimore and WCBM.com.
The Pentagon prepares for a pandemic. I'm Jane Metzler, Fox News.
Woo.
More coronavirus deaths
Hallelujah, Lord have mercy.
reported in China. 1665.
Hey, Lisa, how you doing?
As that country claims.
Oh, Lacey's here. God bless her.
Cases for a third
Jimmy
day.
Pasaurus. Woo!
70,000 confirmed.
Oh, Bozo's here. What's up, baby?
Navy Lieutenant
Man, we got all kinds.
Commander
Oh, Steve Menard.
in the Military Times that an outbreak of coronavirus is.
They got Tony, man.
Troops and officials are taking precautions. Dr. Uma Udashe, an infectious disease specialist and researcher.
I'll be right back. You play with him a little bit. I gotta take some.
I do think that we're going to face a mild pandemic. This is something that's been spreading in the community at least since November in China. It's spreading efficiently from human to human, and we're going to see more and more cases all over the world. It's really important to remember though that most cases are mild. We're only hearing about lots of severe cases. We're not testing mild cases. The mild cases are the norm for this infection.
Americans quarantined aboard a cruise ship now docked in Japan, about to fly home finally. 285 people on that ship confirmed to have the coronavirus. Now the Americans will have to be quarantined for another 2 weeks on U.S. Air Force bases in this country. His most expensive fundraiser ever, President Trump tonight attending an event in Palm Beach, Florida, expected to raise $10 million for his campaign, and the Republican National Committee invites going to donors who paid more than $560,000 a couple. She wants to tax the super wealthy.
Turns out economics is basically the middle way to help the rich and powerful get richer and more.
Elizabeth Warren campaigning in Las Vegas ahead of next Saturday's Nevada caucuses. Early voting already underway. America's listening to Fox News.
We've toiled and triumphed.
We choose to go to the moon.
Pushed mankind to new worlds. We fought for justice.
A turning point in man's search for freedom.
Freed a continent.
Tear down this wall.
But perhaps our greatest achievement isn't thanks to an athlete or an astronaut. It's at the very core of our country. Our greatest achievement is in your hands. Democracy 2020. Fox News. America is watching. Bill Hibber reports weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern.
The town of Chaldea, these are complex times. They need to be understood in more than just sound bites.
We're in central Hanoi just a few
When
blocks.
people's lives are affected, it's important to be fast, but it's most important to be right.
Austin is the city of shine.
Information has never moved faster than it does today. It is our job to cut through it.
Bill Hibber reports weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on the Fox News Channel.
Rains in the forecast tomorrow and Monday. Not what people who live near the Pearl River around Jackson, Mississippi wanted to hear. The governor today declaring a state of emergency tomorrow.
I'm back. Man, it's cold.
President 38.
You know how cold it is out there? Robert Oscar, man.
Mandatory evacuation.
You know how cold it is?
With 2,400 homes and businesses likely to be underwater.
Ain't no way in hell would I go swim right now. No freaking way.
A second teenager charged in the murder of a college freshman near her campus in New York City back in December.
The suspect is 14.
Anyway, join the Super Citizens, man. Pat McDONOUGH, look at this. Super Citizen. There you go. .com. We'll call them up, man. Say what's up, man. 410-238-0025. Join, man. It's cool. Join. Or if you want to, seven scale? Yeah! Look, I'm all grown up now, I'm in scale. Ha! But I'm still doing crazy stuff, except I'm getting paid for it. Look at this. Hey, there's Pat's email. You want to Write a letter, Pat. Say, hey, how you doing? Look, there he is. That's what you write. You write, Pat. Right over there. From time to time, I look over. What else? Oh, shit. I got a couple other commercials I do for people. You know what I mean? If you want to promote, I'll do a free promo. Get in touch with me. Huh?
Is set for March 6th. The full board makes the final decision. Ann Carrot, Fox News.
This is the NBA's All-Star Weekend. Players and fans honoring Kobe Bryant.
Lord have mercy. Lord Jesus, Lord have mercy.
The award permanently renamed after him. Jay Metzler, Fox News.
Canadian high pressure has kept those temperatures well on the cool side of average for Saturday. We'll continue its trek to the east. And we are going to get a big warm.
I hope I'm pressing the red buttons.
Ahead of that, the clouds build in. We'll fall back to the upper 20s.
Lisa and I
Get up to around 50.
were just talking about you last time.
Clouds around. Mostly clouds for Sunday night overnight.
Oh, but I can tell you, Miss Gail, is you know me.
Cloud things for our President's Day. Get up to around 50.
I'll be all right though.
The Weather Channel, we'll talk radio 680 WCBM.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harris. The idea for
Oh, here we go.
a frustrating experience I had buying this.
It's so cold. I went to the bathroom.
And Harry's
Don't say none. Vegas is here. So anyway, that's how the word perfect is played by each vowel and letter. Oh, hi, Laura Sanda from Vegas. You tell the guys I ain't doing nothing. I'm okay. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing. Okay.
And if you're not, you hope to give us a try with a special offer. Get a Harry starter set.
Hey, listen, it's cold out. Sometimes you run in and out. You know, it's cold, man. You don't know what's going on. Run to the bathroom. Well, I accidentally knocked the toilet over. Well, guess what? I'll tell you what. Go to my buddy, right? He's a longshoreman, dude. Local 333 longshoreman. Yeah, that's my union, local 333. And Vince's Tile Works. Shut up. All right, Vince's Tile Works. Ask for Vince Palmer. He's the owner and operator. Go on Facebook. He's always in the bathroom, man. I mean, doing work. You know, he's not like the Fonz, but he's in there and he's a nice man. You can talk to him. Said, oh, I like these tiles. I like this color. You know, he's the boss. He's the owner. So he's a nice man. He's not gonna say, what else you want? Christ. And stuff like that. Oh, we're getting ready to roll home, maybe. Plus the phone's ringing soon. I know, my life is crazy.
WCBM at WCBM.com are not necessarily those of the owners, management, employers, and advertisers of WCBM, but they should.
The Pat McDonough Show is brought to you by Rally for America.
Here we go. Hour number 2, hour power. Pat McDonough Show. Guest Andy Harris. Ooh.
Now more of the Pat McDonough Show on Talk Radio 680 WCBM and worldwide at WCBM.com. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We're going to go to our callers, but I want to ask Congressman Harris the big question.
The big question.
In the 2020 election, will the normal people of America retake the House of Representatives?
WCBM, the Pat McDonough Show. Ron Savage speaking. Who's calling tonight? Huh?
It's a toss-up. I would say it's a toss-up.
Mm-hmm.
We're certainly in the game here. I mean,
looks better.
Oh, absolutely. After the impeachment and not only the impeachment thing, so the Democrats keep digging themselves in deeper.
Here we go again. This is the person that doesn't know how to talk. Watch.
Introduced a resolution after Nancy the Ripper tore up the speech. A resolution essentially.
WCBM, the Pat McDonough Show. Ron Savage speaking. Who's calling tonight, huh?
Democrat voted against.
Hey, Bob, what's up, man? Bob from Perkle. God love him. Hold on. I'm going to get you right on, Bob.
We didn't remove
Hey,
her.
we got Andy Harris there,
We didn't vote to vacate the chair. This was just to send a message. That
And what would you like to talk to
single
Pat and everybody tonight,
How are
Bob?
they going to explain that to the average person at home who saw that on TV and goes, that's exactly what's wrong with Washington, what Nancy Pelosi was thinking? How can their representative?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Did the meeting really send that out there?
No, not at all.
75th anniversary of Hiroshima next week. How do you like that?
How about the Republicans?
Please bring that up when you
go.
go.
Say, you know what? This congresswoman here, she promised that she was going to
God.
work with the president. It was going to be bipartisan. And why did she support Nancy Pelosi ripping up that?
I'll tell you what. I'm going to put you on your sleeping on, okay?
Bob,
good talking to you. Hold on,
of
please.
our ethics manual that says that we have to. And I don't
Now I got to make sure I have my pen. Wait a minute, write Bob from Parkford down.
There was nothing, no decorum there. You know, tearing up the president's speech at the end of the State of the Union after the House invited him to do this. Look, you can disagree with the president, but the intolerance of liberals to have a discussion is unbelievable.
Yeah, the arrangements.
It's out of control. And
WCBM, the Pat McDonough Show. Ron Savage speaking. Who's calling tonight, huh?
She's absolutely wrong to do it. Shame on those Democrats who saw it, were embarrassed by it,
Yeah.
and didn't vote.
This is Bob. And where you calling from, Bob?
I'm telling you.
Okay.
So I think, look, if we win, we're not going to have, a 30 vote majority, but there is a really good chance.
One vote.
That's it. There was a really good chance that we will have a several vote majority. When we come back, the president's going to run very strong in those districts, and he carried a district last time. I think he's going to carry all those districts.
Bob, that's a great question. We got Bob and Parkville, Joe, Taz, and Pete, and then you. Okay, just hold on. I'll get you. I promise.
To impeach this president.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, the swing.
Don't worry, we'll get you. I promise.
Quote,
All right, thanks for coming. Hold on,
trial, the Soviet style show trial, and they
That's
realized
Bob.
that it was all politics.
Bob from Baltimore. Take it easy.
I predicted that both sides are coming out full battle here, full numbers.
Who else?
Republicans are coming out, the Democrat, the liberals are coming out.
Well, I
Let's go to three.
Democrat nominee is, because that was if
Well,
Bloomberg is the
WCBM, the Pat McDonough Show. Ron Savage speaking. Who's calling tonight, huh?
I am not voting for a billionaire.
You are so right. You are so right. I have a laugh.
Your phone lines are lighting up, man.
My amygdala.
Anything you want to talk about?
You're right about that.
And
If
what
Bernie
was the
wins,
subject
then
matter
the other
again?
side will. They are a split party.
They are
All right,
split
we got a lot of
party.
callers. Let's see what they're up to. Pete, you're on the air.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're
All right, I got you, Jackie. Just hold on. We'll get you on, okay?
I know that guy.
All right. Hey, do you think the crap season's gonna be all right? Oh, Ken Arlen? Yeah. You don't? Oh man, but you're in the. No, don't, because to each his own. It makes you a unique person, you know. I'm just kind of cabin figured out. I'm anything that the summer, warm weather. I'm thinking crap. No, I'm not a cold weather person.
What about President's Day?
I know. I'm just,
February 15th, 1989.
Yeah, I
I
know.
was born.
Right, hey, Jack, I'm going to get you on because he's waving me. Hold on, please. Hello.
They figured we would never go to the field again. So they invaded Afghanistan so they could lay pipelines.
Jesus Christ.
And they went on a genocide. Okay?
Angela.
Congressman Charlie Wilson. The book was
Rick Eccles, how you doing, babe?
Charlie Wilson's War.
Yeah, Tom Hanks played him in the movies.
Hey.
Charlie Wilson's War.
Yeah.
My favorite movie. It makes me feel so happy to be an American. And February 15th, 1989, the Russians gave up in Afghanistan and went home.
It was the beginning of the end.
The important part about this is this.
All right, now.
Our military played no
All right,
part
now.
in this at all. This was a CIA operation.
Yeah, CIA war.
Where are my fucking pens?
And
Oh, here they are.
the war was fought solely by the Afghans. We supplied them with equipment to drive the Russians out. And the Soviet Union, the Saudi Arabia, the Saudi king, reimbursed us every month for 50% of the cost of the operation.
He gave them
52
land-to-air
Yeah,
missiles
we
to shoot
shot
down
the shoulder fire. Yeah,
helicopter.
shoulder fire missile.
Bring a missile basically and land anti-tank weapons. And
Anti-tank weapon. All right.
we drove to we were able to the tragedy, the
There's St. Jude. I like St. Jude. All right,
more
so there.
importantly, Gorbachev said after this, the Cold War is over. They could not financially support the Cold War anymore, and they gave up, and they basically surrendered on that deal to the president.
All right. Yep. Pete, we can't go too long. We have a lot of callers. We can't go too long.
It just won't take too long. This is very important. We have promised.
Let Pete from Cinema talk already.
Congress has voted
He's a whiz.
$5 billion in
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Because
Right there in Eastern Shore, you know.
Totally destroyed their villages, their schools, their hospitals, killed a hell of a lot of people, and had wrecked the country basically. We had pledged $5 billion in aid to these people. Who were
all right, Pete, we got to wrap it up.
Okay. The Congress, in their infinite wisdom, after the war was over, the Congress said, well, these are just ignorant people. We don't need to give them that money. We'll keep that money here in the United States and spend it on social programs. And that was the start of all our problems with the Muslim people in that part of the world.
That's true. All right, thank you, Pete.
Okay?
All right, thanks, buddy.
All
Very
right.
good. It's true.
There are valuable lessons out of
was
Afghanistan, let me tell you.
Yeah, big whole sink, little whole sink Creek ships, and that was the beginning that got us moving in the wrong, which led to 9/11, right? All right. Here is Joe in Towson. Joe, good evening.
Hi, thank you guys for what you do. I voted for you, Mr. Harris, and will continue to. I like the proverb that says there is a way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. And it so exemplifies what's going on in our country. I mean, it's almost like if you don't have any laws, then human nature will be good because there's no laws to break. Okay. Therefore, by not having them, it solves our problems. And there's absolutely no appreciation for human nature. And it's becoming more and more that way in the schools, in everything, in every
crazy as hell, man.
They're trying to take over
Red.
this godless thinking.
Yeah, you call me at work right now. I can't say that cool stuff anymore.
It does not work.
But Red, hey, my friend Red, very excellent performer, excellent
what
performer.
you guys are doing with your lives.
Told you I'll promo you anything right now. Millions of people are watching and listening. I'll do it for you.
And when the media is so in the tank for all this false philosophy that sounds good on the surface, and that's the problem with socialism. It sounds good to the undiscerning person. You know, I like to call it the 5 senses of socialism. It sounds good, it looks good, it feels really good, but when you actually swallow it and taste it, you vomit it back up because it never works.
I told Betsy Boots yesterday,
Thank you, Joe.
you got to wear a sweater
There's
tonight.
a good book
Yeah,
out
she would
now
go outside,
called
take a smoke break. She takes a smoke break, and then she likes. Sometimes there's deer at the fence. I don't know how they get
the
it.
chase.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, Thomas Jefferson said that the Constitution is designed to restrain human nature. Human nature, if left unfolded and unrestrained, will do bad things like seek power over others.
Absolutely.
And when they did the Constitution, and they weren't Christians, most of them, they were deists, and they said they understood human nature. They were, you know, like humanists. They were like humanists. And they knew that if you didn't have the restraints, it's like
I need a little drink.
on bad
My little
things.
Pete, I drink a little Chianti,
The
just
checks
a little
and
glass.
balances.
Where's it at?
And you can see it now. I mean, the House of Representatives.
Oh, here it is.
Pelosi, that's unrestrained human nature for hatred and bias against a person that they don't like personally, and they want to take away the power.
You ever drink a big
Andy, here's one
like
you
that?
could use. They talk about
You can't help but go.
voting all the time. I'd like to hear somebody say on television they're trying to.
It's the little things in life.
Vote.
Listen, it's a good
They
show.
are.
Good show.
We talked about it, and the American people get it. They understood what was going on.
All right, I think they are. Here is Bob in Parkville. I'm sorry, Bob in Parkville, Baltimore City part of Parkville. Bob, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Here comes Bob. I love Bob. He's a World War II vet. Starts off slow, but at the end, usually he flips out. And I think he might have a heart attack. Like, stop.
War history occurred. My brother was there. he lost his best friend there. It was Iwo Jima.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 75th anniversary, and I have heard no one talk about it. They said my big brother was there, and
Well, yeah, of course.
his brother, his friend that he lost was named William. William had two other brothers. The oldest was named John. He was in the Army. James, the second brother, was in the Navy, and William was a Marine.
And that was where we needed
Told
to
you,
build
man.
an airfield.
It was just a big. It was a big rock. And we
Kimberly Herman. Kimberly Herman.
Yeah. That's
Did you
where
see
we
it?
put the flag up at Mount Sarabachi.
That's correct.
The phone is ringing. Hold on,
James,
please.
if he was human, John Williams' best friend.
Yeah, it was.
Bob, Bob is great. We have a lot of 75th
WCBM, the Pat
anniversaries,
McDonough Show. Ron Savage speaking. Who's calling tonight, huh?
We visited some of the battlefields and some of the cemeteries in Europe. Of course, we just celebrated 75th anniversary of Battle of the Bulge, which was, a turning point, and obviously turning point there too.
7,000 men on that island.
Yeah.
7,000 Marines.
Oh, decent.
We took down 24,000 Japanese. He would not surrender, so we took him out.
Yeah, you did. But I told Pat that you said him too.
What I primarily thought about was city of Florida.
That's okay.
City in one thing, receivership. Like they did.
Oh, delegate for
You can't have these plain brains running this city anymore.
No.
I don't know if the governor's got tired of doing it. He would.
Well, yeah, no, Bob.
It is terrible. Oh, look, I got to go to a commercial break, man. I hope so, too, brother. You and I have both hearts in the same direction. You're welcome. Take it easy. All right. Sometimes people just want to call to talk to me. Me! Kimberly Herman. Good evening from Mrs. Herman. How are you? How are you?
Look at the mayoral race. Who do you have as a choice? There's nobody there that has anything new to offer. It's all the same stuff.
On the Republican side, we do. Yes. I mean, but it's tough for Republicans. But all right, dudes.
I haven't had a city councilman in Baltimore, a Republican.
I know.
We're going to leave this.
It's amazing. But Bob, you're right. The governor actually
with the cars,
his budgetary
remember
power,
the cars?
He could withhold money from Baltimore City
tonight. She comes
until they allow someone else to come in.
And then we're going to come back with a band called Free with All Right When? Now, all right now. Huh?
A prosecutor who said that, supposed to be here, who said, we're not going to be able to wrest our way out of this situation. Well, what the hell are you going to do?
Thank you, Bob.
Bob's right.
I love that statement. The Mayor Pugh, Happy Holly or Healthy Highland, she said the same thing. I'll give you one little statistic that Ed Norris gave to us. The last time we had 194 murders, we had 66,000 arrests. Past 5 years, we've averaged 20,000 arrests.
Yeah. Oh, look, this is a law enforcement problem. No question about it. Liberals gone wild in Baltimore City, and the people of Baltimore suffer with it.
It's also the legislature.
They're co-conspirators.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day. It was yesterday, but I'll bring it to you. This is a Valentine's Day show. Yeah. Pat knows it.
Yeah, they are. We're going to take a break, Ron, and we'll come back with our callers.
All right.
Listen every Sunday from 6:05.
You're St. Jude. I love St. Jude. Listen.
Broadcast from the international.
Lacey St. Jude. Lacey St. Jude.
St. Jude is the patron saint of despair and hopeless cases.
Good show. Thank you. Thank you, Lacey.
Sunday from 6:05 to 6:20 a.m. on WCBM.
When your vehicle needs help, Jeff's Automotive Services is the place to go. Your vehicle will be worked on by Automotive Service ASE certified technicians. Jeff services all vehicles, including cars, SUVs, trucks, both medium and light duty, and there are always specials available at Jeff's Automotive Services. Just call 410-682-5700. Jeff's Automotive Services is locally owned and conveniently located in the heart of Essex at 313 Mason Avenue. Jeff's is the winner of the Best Automotive Service Award.
We got a lot of other things. Oh, the heart stick. God bless you all. God bless you all.
10% discount.
Nicole. Woo, how you doing, Nicole?
I'd like to thank our military members for their service. Jeff's Automotive Services has a name you can trust. Remember, call 410-682-5700 for Jeff's Automotive Services.
I'm gonna get my commercials in too.
Are you facing tax problems? No matter how long it's been since you last filed, If you have faced unemployment, loss of a family member, divorce, or illness and feel you can't afford to fix your tax problems, contact Advantage Tax Service, the Tax Killer. With the Tax Killer Rescue Plan, you have options you'll find nowhere else. Since 1989, Rose Harbaugh, former IRS employee, has helped many Marylanders and others outside the state resolve their problems. Advantage Tax Service has an A.P.S. rating with the Better Business Bureau and works overtime to assist the taxpayer to avoid additional penalty and interest. They are here all year, preparing each return as if it were their own. And Rose Harbaugh, owner of Advantage Tax Service, met and was interviewed by Tom Marr when he did her ads. So give Rose Harbaugh, former IRS employee, a call at 410-869-TAXX, 410-869-8299, or online at taxkiller.com. That's taxkiller.com. For years, our trusted friend has been there.
I like this program to be about you.
Fighting the good fight.
It's strange but I know you're there.
Defending what we believe in.
And I know that you understand everything I say.
Now, Rush Limbaugh must take on another fight.
I can't help but feel that I'm letting everybody down.
The fight for his life.
Every day I'm not here, we think about you and missing you.
Prayers for our friend, Rush.
Thank you very much.
Listen Sundays at 9 a.m. for Radio Mass of Baltimore, the live liturgy of the Sunday Mass from St. Ignatius Church in downtown Baltimore. And again at 6 p.m. for a rebroadcast. Following the Mass, stay tuned for a message from the Archdiocese of Baltimore on Talk Radio 680 WCBM. Hi, this is Sean Casey. Join me.
Sean Casey, my boss. Yeah, baby.
For the all-new Rescue Helpline Show, where we'll talk about natural solutions to a wide range of health-related issues. Dr. Jeffrey Shapiro will answer your questions on how the all-natural supplements get better.
Oh, here we go.
Listen every Sunday morning at 8 and begin your
Remember the song All Right Now, listen.
And healthy lifestyle. Brought to you by Rescue
Bam,
Supplements for your heart
keep
and
treading,
health.
man. Jesus
The
Christ.
all-new Rescue Helpline Show on Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
I always play the good stuff. Pat loves me for it.
And now more of the Pat McDonough Show on Talk Radio 680 WCBM and worldwide at WCBM.com.
Right? Okay, welcome back, everybody. Andy Harris, our congressman, is with us, and his
Barry
wife, Nicole Harris.
Am I cool or
We're
what?
covering a lot of ground, but let us go to our callers, and we will talk with another Bob.
Another Bob.
Where is Bob?
Go ahead, Bob David, baby.
Bob, good evening.
Good evening, Pat and Andy and Nicole. Earlier you showed the favorability of Donald Trump with the voters, and I'm not very worried about his reelection, but what I am concerned about is any attention that might be given to recovering Congress and restoring it to Republican representation. Any thoughts on that?
Well, Andy had some thoughts earlier.
that was the big question.
That was the big question.
Look, I think the Senate. There is almost no way we can lose the Senate. It's just not going to happen, and I think everybody in Washington's kind of resolved themselves to that. I think the president's going to win re-election. I think he's going to win re-election. I don't think it's going to be as close as it was last time. I think there's a shot that the president can actually win the popular vote this time, although, of course, he doesn't need to. The fact of the matter is California, New York, huge states. Look, liberals run it. A lot of them vote, but that's not the way the Electoral College works. And so the big question is the House of Representatives. And if the president has a good night and the economy is going well, and the president, and I know this president, he will go into those districts where he won last time, and a Democrat now represents those districts. He will go in and stump for the Republicans, and that's going to be huge.
He's going into Nevada. He went in there. He's going into Nevada.
That's right. You know, he went into New Hampshire. Bob, he went into New Hampshire the day before, and you had people. I don't know if you saw the pictures online, Pat, of people waiting in the cold rain for 8, 9, 10 hours to get in.
It's a beautiful. He was beautiful.
He filled the place. You know, the untold story of that primary, and you won't see it on CNN, is that 86% of people voted on the Republican side in New Hampshire voted for President Trump.
I can tell you that what I had heard is that President Trump, in the number of votes, exceeded Ronald Reagan.
Everybody. Everybody.
Getting in the I think Ronald Reagan, I heard, got about 75,000 votes. Obama got 42,000, and Bush and Clinton.
Yeah.
Like Ronald Reagan got close to 119,000 in round figures. That's what it was.
All right, thank you, Bob.
No, I will tell you, Trump did very well in the primaries. His people are ready to go. They are chomping at the bit.
Yeah, well, you can see
They
the
want to return his
enthusiasm.
office. The enthusiasm is remarkable. Those rallies tell the whole story. They told the whole story last election, and the liberals weren't paying attention. They couldn't pick it up.
They have bad radar screens.
And when I'm around DC, there are people who just don't know who I am. I'm just a spouse and everything. It's amazing what I can hear sometimes and everything. And one thing I heard this week was somebody high up in the party was telling somebody else, we have to get our candidates to stop talking about the Green New Deal. They can't be talking about that. They can't talk socialism. They can't do this. They can't do that. They're seeing the numbers. They're worried.
Well, Chris Matthews, right?
Yes.
Who is nuts, basically. And he has said, and he's an experienced political person, we can't win.
Yeah.
Right.
Not the way they're doing things now.
Well,
right.
I'll tell you something to think about. The Democrat debate started out with 20 million people, went down to 10 million, went down to 3 million. The impeachment television went down to 3 million people, then down to 1 million people watching the impeachment.
Yeah.
Woo, man, I tell you what.
Was one of the lowest turnouts ever.
Is that Darlette? Hey, Darlette, how you doing? Happy St. Valentine's Day. I'm bringing St. Valentine's Day to you guys.
Our son has gone from 130,000 daily newspapers.
Oh, and Betsy Bootsy is too. Right, Betsy Bootsy?
Yeah. Now, that tells you that the Democrats who are
blame
watching and paying attention
Betsy Bootsy, come here.
real interest in this are the
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Or the socialists.
What are you gonna don't
normal Democrats.
stand back to the camera. Say hi.
They're turned off.
Say Betsy Bootsy wore a sweater tonight. Why?
Because
it's freaking cold outside, man.
Yeah, I joke with people. I tuned in a couple of days, and I thought they were doing reruns. They were saying exactly the same thing, day after day. It's just people are tuned out about that. They look again. Look, it wasn't the Republicans said it's the economy, stupid. The bottom line, that's what this election is going to be about. Our economy is the best economy ever in this country.
I think so. Yeah, and it's very widespread. It's very broad.
Every, and people. Well, and you listen to Bernie saying, "Oh, it's only the multi billionaires." Nonsense. Nonsense. We heard this afternoon that the median income is $5,000 for the median income for America.
Everybody's doing good. It's good.
That's what President
Even Billy Buns is doing good. Billy Buns is working.
That will be used.
Bought himself a little motorcycle and stuff.
In this state, maybe.
That's right. All right, let's talk with Jack, who is in Kent.
Jack and Ken Owen. Go ahead, Jack.
District.
Yeah, Jack. Good evening.
Go ahead, Jack.
Now, this question about how great the economy is, we're not seeing any kind of real upward pressure in wages. For instance, I went to a construction site job visit for the federal government, and I was the only guy there that was speaking English. Now, there's a couple other guys there. And we were in there bidding for the rock bottom price that the government could get out of us. And there were 10 guys there speaking Indian, a bunch of Chinese, etc. With the other white guys, and the looks in their eyes were like, this isn't my country anymore. I've just been replaced by mass immigration. Now, what also is this thing about this endless, everything's going to be solved by economics. The people in California are not voting for economics because the economics in California, they're bad. The income inequality is tremendous there. They vote race. They vote for people like them and for programs like what they used to back home, which is third world socialism. And that all happened. Now, California's my home state. Look at California and what it was in 1960 to what it is now.
The Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys.
Even up to 1970.
Let's go surfing now. Everybody's learning how come on a safari. Nah. Darlette knows that song. Does Nicole know that song? Mm-hmm.
Never ever changed this by
hey,
any
Nicole.
political program in the world. Okay? And that's what happened. Okay.
Come on, Nicole. I'm gonna get you singing on the microphone. Hurry up.
California was replaced.
Woo!
And now what you got is third world socialism run by a small group of extremely rich people, just like Mexico or Argentina or any of those countries.
Right. Thank you, Jack.
Jack is right. The fact of the matter is, uncontrolled illegal immigration has downward effect on American wages. It's been wrong.
Yeah,
We've
thanks
been
a lot
talking
for the
about it for years.
hands.
It's
I saw those little things
you were
coming
talking
up.
about it before it was popular to
I
talk
was
about
talking about it before Donald
before
Trump
Donald
got
Trump.
forced.
I know. It's, so,
Pat
but you're
McDonough.
absolutely right on, yeah, and in fact, right on the money here. The bottom line is that and this is why,
yeah, baby.
Some of the business groups, and I will
See how
tell
much
you,
fun we have every
some
week.
of the
Every week, all you got to do
Republicans
is
in Washington in years gone by before the Trump era turned the other way.
Oh
to
yeah,
illegal
there's no
immigration.
question.
You know that.
Michael Steele.
They turned the other way to it. But in fact, the president is absolutely right. We have to control illegal immigration because if we control it, American wages go up. It's just unfair. I mean, the bottom line is
wages have been going up for the lower economic racks, and that's a good thing.
They will, but they can go up even more because 12 million. Who knows?
I wonder where
how many
Michael
people
Coleman
do it.
is,
10,
man.
12, 14. I don't know how many million.
He usually calls
but
up
they're
Mike from
taking
Parkville,
jobs,
man.
at low wages. They're driving. They are suppressing wages.
Let's call
Baltimore City.
We have, and the president is absolutely right to deal with this.
please.
First, you get rid of the criminals, and then you turn your attention and you say, look, build the wall, secure the borders, and the president's doing it despite
Did you hear something
the
bang?
Democrats in Washington.
Can
They
you
just
imagine-
released,
Butch, did you hear
I
something
think,
bang
$5
up?
or $6 billion to build a wall.
Yeah. Can you imagine Hillary in power, where we would be now with illegal immigrants?
Oh,
Hillary said the whole country would be a sanctuary country. But here's some good news. The border crossing is down by 70%.
It is.
One of the things I say, a gift is something that's unexpected. This president has delivered to the American people, I say 6 gifts. I'm not going to go into all of them. One of them, of course, is
That's right,
exposing
Lace.
to us the media.
That's
Our
right.
thoughts in America was the media, they're liberal and that's what they are and we can't trust. He exposed, no, they're not liberal, they're
And then
corrupt.
if you're nice,
They are
that's
corrupt.
if you're nice, then
That was a gift
that's
he
right.
gave to us. But the other
we'll get
gift
Buffalo
he gave
Bob.
to us
Buffalo Bob will
was
bring you to the station, and you can see how
fighting
everything's run.
against
You guys,
the
come
war.
over.
He
You
got
got to be
the
nice,
Mexican
so
president,
you
who
can
is
take
as
it.
socialist as Bernie, to join him.
Yep.
No other president even thought about doing that, let alone doing it. He got the socialist president who was stopping them at their southern
Right,
border.
keeping you on that side of the border until you're adjudicated on your asylum, and as you know, 90% don't get asylum because they don't have a reason. Coming to this country for economics is not a reason to come to this country. You have to, the people who claim asylum. Look, there are billions of people in this world who want to share in our economy. The fact
Andy
of the matter
Harris.
is, to preserve ourselves as a nation, as you know and have talked about for years, you have to keep the border closed. Yes, look, we're a generous nation. We allow 1 million people legally.
The largest in the world.
Largest in the world. We allow, family members to come in. It's not just a merit-based system, although the president wants to get to that kind of system. But the bottom line is you have to control the immigration process. And this president, you're absolutely right. This is a gift. And I think the president showed it actually can be done with the cooperation of your neighbors.
He got the Mexican socialist president.
Because he's willing to use the leverage of our economy.
Well, when I heard they made a deal. The cartels hate this socialist president, and they were always after him. He killed somebody in his family. And the president said, we want to get the cartels. We will help you with the cartels. You got to be aggressive.
Right.
And in return, you've got to help us with this. And they made sort of a deal there. But the president likes to make deals.
Yes, he does.
But it's amazing. We had the sainted Ronald Reagan, the Bushes, Obama, Clinton, all lying to us about engagement with China. They're our allies and friends.
2 minutes.
And for years, they stole everything. 350,000 Chinese students. We found that now that they're paying Yale and Harvard professors and the universities Chinese money.
I found a really
subjugate.
I found a wild song.
And then on instant,
From back in the day.
at the University of Maryland.
I wonder if Lacey understands or knows this one. Or I wonder if Darlette Cal knows it, or Nicole, or any of
The
them.
Chinese are paying for the institutes to.
The song's called Midnight
how the
at
Chinese
the
are good.
Oasis.
Yep. No, they've been robbing us blind.
So that was another
Send
gift
your
from the
camel
president.
to
The
bed.
first president to use the
That's all I'm gonna say.
warfare. There is no
I
country
found it.
in
I
the
found
world
it.
that
Watch,
has
you're gonna hear
more
it. You're gonna die,
nuclear
you're gonna
level power, economic warfare than the United States. Nobody's even close. China and Russia combined.
And this
All of our enemies.
This president figured it out.
He's
He broke the
using that
code on it.
weapon.
Yep.
He's using
Whether it's
that.
Iran, whether it's Russia, whether it's China, whether it's the Middle East, he is using that whenever he can, and it's working.
Yeah.
It's working.
That's good. We're going to
Thanks
take
for
a
having
break,
us on,
Ron.
Pat.
Hey,
All right, Pat.
take a break. Okay.
Good.
Thank you
Thanks
both.
for having us on.
You're welcome anytime. And we got Nicole to get in
That's
there a
right.
little bit.
Finally said something.
Yay.
All right, very good.
All right.
Thank you both. We'll have you back again because there's so much going on in Washington. And you always come in and you give us a lot of information that we don't get.
Watch Midnight at the Oasis.
So
Send your camera to. Oh, never mind.
We'll give
Vegas.
you the inside
I didn't say
story.
anything about the
Always.
sands of the camel.
Thank you for coming in. Drive carefully going home. All right, we'll take a break and we'll be right back for the final.
Canadian high pressure that kept those temperatures well on the cool side of average for Saturday will continue its trend
That's it.
east, and we are going to get a big warm up.
Oh, bada bing, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom.
The upper 20s,
Wait a minute.
to around 50.
We have a message from Vegas. Live music hour at the senior citizen home. Well, that's where she hangs out, I guess. Is it like Lawrence Welk or, you know, 1 and a 2 and a 3? Or is it Uncle Schmibbit doing the Himalayan accordion music?
Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned.
Oh, it's got to be a smart ass.
And Harry's, our approach is simple.
All right, yeah, that's good. Thanks, Lace. Thanks, Lace. We got a problem with Vegas again.
We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things. Like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over.
I tried to watch a movie today, but Lacey said no. I hate this movie. It's she. Because I said, Ron Savage, can you pick a movie out for us? So I did. I picked out Casino. Oh man. So what happens? I gotta go. So her and Buffalo Bob fly out the door. Thanks for a movie again.
1616. Enjoy.
I fish. I also clean local waterways.
I fish.
And swim.
I fish.
I help build public boat ramps for easy
Listen to this
access
one.
to water.
I built boat ramps.
I provide fishing and water safety education
Listen.
for kids. I maintain a healthy fish population so tomorrow's anglers can enjoy a catch.
You want an angler?
I prevent unwanted species.
No, I can't. I can't. I tell you. Let me see.
I restore the condition of rivers, fish and wildlife thrive. I fund long-term plans to protect our lakes and streams.
He's gonna split. Look.
All of these things and more, all because I buy.
Can you see that? See?
When you buy a fishing license,
He's gonna split. See?
$1 for a license for this.
I'm gonna say goodbye. Goodbye. Come in.
To learn more about how you can get your license, go to takemefishing.org. That's takemefishing.org.
We parents hear our kids say lots of things that can get us pretty worked up. Things like, and look, you'll never completely stop worrying about your kids, but you can breathe a little easier with free or low-cost health insurance through Medicaid and CHIP programs in your state. The truth is, they're covering more kids and teens than ever before. So even if you've applied in the past, even if you don't qualify, your kids can now be eligible for regular doctor and dentist visits, prescriptions, and more. So next time you're here,
Yeah, I do. Yeah, she's got a Lana Turner sweater on there. The smell, yeah. Oh man.
Just go to insurekidsnow.gov or call 1-877-KIDS now. That's 1-877-543-7669. Department of Health and Human Services.
What's Pat doing? Let's see what Pat's doing. Watch. What's he doing? What's he doing?
Are you always apologizing for your dog's behavior? Need help communicating?
I'm not apologizing for my dog's behavior.
Solve your problems. The answer to your problems is a phone call
Betsy.
away. Call 410-477-2000 for a free demo evaluation. Call
You're right with Pat too.
2000. Obedience, protection, handicap assistance, boarding, grooming, puppy preschool.
Okay, so now we can talk a little bit about super citizens.
Yeah, I've been promoting that. And Again, I'll take
Are
the
you
show.
facing tax problems? No matter how long it's been since you last filed, if you have faced unemployment, loss of a family member, divorce, or illness,
Imagine just, anybody comes in and they have a budget date.
contact Advantage
And
Tax
who's
Service, the Tax Killer. With the Tax Killer Rescue
great.
Box, you have options you'll find nowhere else. Since
He does.
1989, Rose Harbaugh, former IRS employee,
I know.
has helped many Marylanders.
I made sure that mic was on. I was like, okay, here we go.
Advantage Tax Service has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and works overtime to assist the taxpayer to avoid additional penalty and interest. They are here
If
all
you knew
year,
exactly
preparing each return as if it were their own. As Rose Harbaugh, owner of Advantage Tax Service, said it was interviewed by Tom Barr when he did her ads. So give Rose Harbaugh, former IRS employee, a call at 410-869-TAXS, 410-869-8299, or online at taxkiller.com. That's taxkiller.com.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. Everybody's listening. Well, you know about this tough schedule. See, you yourself went through that.
Yeah, but that's even tougher. See, they're in Washington. I'm in Annapolis, and they're over in Washington. A lot of people don't realize they work really hard. They work a lot of hours. Now they're off a couple of days a week. Wow. But
Still, it's with your little window.
very hard.
Right. Boom.
Well, welcome back, everybody. This is the Pat McDonough Show. And thank you all for listening, tuning in. We had our congressman for an hour and a half. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we did. That's pretty good, ain't it?
Congressman Harris has a pretty good idea of what's going on over there in Washington.
Hey, Lou!
A lot is happening.
Stop.
Of course, she's in the House of Representatives. As a
Lou's here,
Republican.
please.
She's in the minority, and Nancy the Ripper is in charge. We have an unbelievable video that we have put together of Nancy the Ripper, and we're going to play it on our show next Sunday, on our TV show, which is a Super Citizen TV show on prime time on Sinclair Broadcasting. It's called My TV, which is one of Sinclair's channels. We are on at 10 in the morning, which is good times for public.
Oh, look at this. Can you see that light, man?
Super Citizen TV,
Look.
believe it or not, is the only conservative.
That's like the station. Hold on, watch this.
in the entire state of Maryland. We are like General Custer. We are surrounded
WCBM.
by liberal viewpoints and big lies and fake
Oh,
news.
yes, he's on the air right now.
So we do have a TV show. Now, I'll tell you, it's a good show. If you've seen it,
I'm sorry, who called?
you can tell that the quality of work and the guests are great.
Haley, what's up, man? It's Ron
Feature and
Savage.
showcase a lot of
Oh, man,
Republican,
Haley, geez, a whiz.
conservative,
Yeah,
people
definitely.
and their viewpoints.
Oh,
For
man.
example, Nicole Harris was with us this evening.
Yeah, we're
And,
doing a show.
She's
Why
going
we
to be on a
get
future
Andy
show
Harris
on one of
and
the
stuff.
round tables, and you'll get
That's a
to
pretty good show.
know
The first hour, man, this
see
is
Andy's
really
wife.
kicking, I tell you.
And we have a lot of people that are coming on as guests.
I most certainly
But the
will.
Video,
You got that.
Frank Marchand.
Hey, you take care
partner
now.
in this stuff. He has done a wonderful
It's great
job.
to talk to you, too.
We have this
All right, take
video
care.
of Nancy
Bye-bye.
tearing up, of course, the president's speech.
You never knew who was going to call, huh?
Wonderful.
What?
That the president
Who's
showcased,
that?
like a 100-year-old veteran.
That means that somebody's at the door.
Or the young veteran who came back to see his family. And, you know, that was all part of the speech that the president had. So Pelosi is insulting these heroes, these American heroes. She's insulting them by tearing up the speech that featured them. They were featured in those remarks. How embarrassing. And I hope that ethics charge holds up, because like what Andy was talking about, that's an action unbecoming a member of the House of Representatives. So I hope that she is, you know,
This is great.
charged with that. Well, she's going to be charged, but whether they find the complaint to be guilty or not. Now, there's not much they can do about it. But
Yeah, she had to wear her
but she
Lana
always
Turner.
likes to brag that the president has been impeached. Yeah, it's a phony impeachment. It's a personal attack. but he's been impeached. Well, he was found not. Hey, he was found not guilty, and essentially the same thing with the ethics charge. Let's put that on her because that was an act, and I know many Democrats were embarrassed by that. But that's how out of control Nancy the Ripper is. But we have that on our show next Sunday. It's really something you need to see. And shows on every Sunday, not every Sunday, it's every other Sunday.
It's a freaking
right
party.
Now. We're trying to work out
Lou,
the
it's a
schedule
party,
where we
man.
can get
Come
it
on.
on every Sunday.
Come on over, baby.
And I think we're going to
Lacey,
do
come on
that.
over. Vegas, you stay there.
Very exciting announcement I want to talk about tonight. We're very proud of the fact that we have this television show. We put a lot of work into it.
Yes,
and it really looks great professionally, technically. It looks, people always say to me, boy, where did you record that program? It looks, I can't believe it. Looks like it was recorded in New York or something. It looks better than some of the sets on, like Fox or CNN. So we're very proud of the show itself and the content and the message we're trying to get out there. We are, like I said, General Custer, surrounded by the opposition, but we're there and we're making a difference and we're making a dent. The viewing audience has gone up tremendously, but we've done two major things in the past week. Number one, we have built a new studio. We were renting a studio. Now we have built a new studio, which we own, and that gives us a great deal more flexibility for our guests and other things. But the thing that's really interesting that we talked with people about this week is that we are going to now have our own network. We're not only going to have a show, one show, which is Super Citizen TV, we are now going to have the Super Citizen Network. It's a streaming network of a contract with Roku, and it's going to have two channels. One channel is called Super Citizen Channel, which is politics and public affairs, conservatives. Andy Harris probably have a show on there. Many others, organizations and viewpoints, even individuals will have shows. They're all going to be mostly they're going to be local. Some will be national, but you can see it all over the country. It's just like Netflix. We're going to be like Netflix, but it's Super Citizen TV. And the other channel that we have is called Celebrate Health and Business, which is a commercial channel that has nothing to do with politics, but it's all about small businesses, or there are some big businesses that are interested, like our friend that's coming on in a few minutes, Tom Moore, and his father, who sits in for him very frequently. They are both attorneys, but Tom is a very active attorney, and he could have a show on the Celebrate channel, individuals, and we have a number of healthcare professionals that are interested. So this is very exciting. It's going to be a lot of work, but we have progressed from one show on primetime television to now a network on Roku, whatever the heck it is. But we've negotiated with them, and it's going to be mostly local in Maryland. And of course, we will promote it. We have at our availability a minimum of 15,000 emails, and that's going to grow dramatically because all of the people who do the shows, add their Facebook or their email to our database. So there will be a database backing up this network of probably 100,000 people. So it should be very successful. We're very excited about it. It's a lot of work, but it's very interesting. And this is the wave of the future. The Wall Street Journal, I think it was Friday, had an article about streaming and what streaming is going to be to the world of television.
I'm streaming right now.
Netflix made tremendous profits.
Mike Dames, I'm streaming right now. Could you tell him, please, Mike's your friend. He understands.
Streaming
he understands.
And now there are local streaming systems being set up like ours. And it's not easy to do. Technically, we have the technical people that can do it. We have the studio that can do it. But we have access to a lot of people that are in politics. You will see a number of legislators that will have their own shows. You will see a number of local officials that will have their own shows. You will see a number of organizations that will have their own shows. maybe even churches like Pastor David Lewis and his message. He is on our primetime show. He is one of our regular guests.
It's pretty cool.
He will probably be on the network. As I said, probably Andy Harris. So it's going to be very interesting. We're very excited about it. One of the things I wanted to talk about before we got off the air is this Tuesday, I will be the guest speaker at the Republican Club. I don't want to say the wrong things. I'm not sure the name of the club, but they meet at the Towson American Legion, which is a really nice building and a lot of parking out in Towson, and it's an open meeting. So if you'd like to come to it, I would like to meet you and talk with you, or you may have some questions. But that's at 7 o'clock on Tuesday, and we expect a pretty good crowd to be there. And they give you free pizza and free soda. Where are you going to get free pizza and free beverages?
Right there.
Right there. That's where you get it. So we would like to have you come to that. And just looking at all the things that are going on, I talk about what I say are the gifts that the president has given us. To me, like a definition of a gift is something was unexpected, or you thought you knew about it, but you weren't sure. I think one of the obvious gifts he has given to us is him explaining to us and clarifying for us the role of the liberal media in America. I know most conservatives that I knew or associated with said, well, they're liberal, vast majority are liberal. The president has said they're corrupt. They're corrupt. They are fake media, and you can see it. So it's been clarified. And I think one of the great gifts he's given to us, and I say this in a bipartisan way, I think a lot of Democrats agree with this, and they certainly are supporting him in some of his policies, but he has defined for us the true role of China and the relationship with the United States. Republicans like the Bushes and my great president, Ronald Reagan, and Democrats like President Obama and President Clinton, for many years promoted and told us in a big lie that, China was our ally. They were our trading partner, and someday they would become little Democrats and they would become a democracy, and we would work together and change the world together. Well, it was all a bunch of baloney. China took advantage of it and exploited us, stealing our trademarks, stealing our technology, putting 350,000 students into the United States in higher education, all of them paid for by the Communist Party, by the way, 95% of them studying STEM. They put Confucius Institutes on many of our college campuses, financed by the government, using professors who were Americans to promote the brainwashing of our young people about how great China is. And the president was the first person in the executive office to use the great power of economy, the economic power. There is no country on earth that can match the United States in economic power. And he used that economic power, number one, to tell us the truth about China. They are our adversary, and they don't play fair, and they're out to get us. He's made that clear, and he has used the tariffs,
2 minutes
and
heartbreak.
he's used other means that he's using with China to get the truth out there and to protect America, and as he says, to put America first. So it's amazing that for 40 years since the Nixon administration, that we were misled and exploited by the Communist Chinese Party and the government and the country of China. So that was a gift he gave to us. He was the first president to stand up. And as a Republican, the Republicans support so-called free trade, but there's idea of fair trade, and it certainly was not fair. Ask people in the Midwest, Allentown up in Pennsylvania, where manufacturing deserted this country and fled to China because of cheap wages and no environmental restraints, all kinds of things, very complicated. So that was a gift that the president gave to us. And a lot of people are now becoming aware. You saw the articles about Yale and Harvard and all the money that China was putting into Yale and Harvard to have influence, and their professors, and one professor turned out to be a spy. I think it was at Harvard, turned out to be a spy, being well paid by the Chinese. The Chinese know how to use money. It's almost like a mafia operation. They know how to influence, take control of people using money, including the Chamber of Commerce in America, which for so many years, and still is to some degree, a champion of Chinese rights and Chinese welfare. Anyway, I'm Pat McDonough. Always remember, truth and knowledge guarantee liberty. Keep the faith, keep punching.
Stay connected with stimulating talk and breaking news on Talk Radio 680 WCBM, Baltimore, and WCBM.com.
Containing the coronavirus. I'm Richard Jordan, Fox News. U.S. citizens exposed to the virus on a cruise ship will be returning home.
Americans on quarantine.
This is historic. You guys aren't going to debate, are you? You agree a lot, not everything. I know.
This is the first time, the last time that we were actually on the show together in the same studio was right before I went to L.A.
How long ago
The State
was that?
Department
Was that the
chartered a
first
flight to
one?
bring American citizens. It was. That would have been.
Hey, that's great. Take it easy. We're all night. We're all night. Talk and call me. We'll have a lot of fun.
Presidential hopeful Elizabeth Warren holding a Las Vegas